Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Cobra Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the Lord of the Gundrop Forest. It's Mikey, G-Wolfie3. Hello, Mikey.
The Gundrop Forest.
It was meant to be gum, but my words got all mixed up with my sticky lips. They stuck to the inside of my face.
A lot more intimidating forest.
The Gun Forest.
Well, like, what's that in the tree? It's a cult.
It's why you don't want birds landing on your trees, because they're made of guns. Tweet,
like,
tweet.
Oh. God. The entire place blown away by shotguns.
The soil's just gunpowder. Nothing could go wrong. Nothing at all. How's it going though, Mikey? How's the world of Mikey?
Raining, but that's about normal.
That's Ireland. That's Ireland in January.
What about the world of who are you again?
Me.
World of me. How is the world of me?
As the same as ever, I can say quite happily. But we're here to talk about Transformers news this week, as we usually do. And we've actually got some news this week, so that's definitely a plus. So that's a good thing.
Last week.
Yeah, there was now last week. At least we've got something tangible to sink our teeth into. So we may as well kick it off with the third-party stuff as usual. So Toy World are showing off the TW-BS01 Legend-scaled Beast Wars Transmetal Megatron. So is this their first foray into the Legend scales? Is Toy World?
Toy World,
because they usually did the Masterpiece grade combiners from what, because everybody did.
I can't say it's the first, but I don't think they've done many.
No, it may be the first, it may not. Clearly neither of us know for sure, but information we have on this Transmetal 1 Megatron is he's going to be about 12 centimeters tall. He has ankle tilts, rotating turbines, articulated tail, an opening mouth, with a molded tongue, and is supposed to have die-cast and electroplating effect. So that thing that just means chrome.
Die-cast electroplating effect coat, so fake chrome.
Yeah.
The paint, they're using shiny paint.
Yeah. You didn't believe me when I said electro coating, did you?
No, because
it doesn't sound real, does it?
No, because it's not.
Electroplating.
They're using shiny metallic. They're using a shiny metallic purple.
Mikey, electroplating.
What's it going to do? Shock me across the room?
I really hope electroplating's on the box, as you know, the list of features it has. I legit hope that happens. But yeah, he turns from a robot, shiny brown and purple dragon, T-Rex, into the Megatron mode, and he also has his roller skates, and he also has his
you forgot the important thing.
Oh no, I did not forget the roller skates. I can't tell if the wheels are separate or if they're just molded, to be honest. Can you tell?
I think they're separate.
I'd like to believe that they would be separate, but from the few images we see of the skate mode, it's a little bit hard to tell.
I think they're separate.
I hope so.
Because I think I'm seeing an axle go through them.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like
pin,
it could go. Yeah, a pin looks like it could easily go through there, but I'm not pinning my hopes on it just in case. But how do you think this has turned out, Mikey? What do you think of this very small little Megatron?
So this is the one that everyone really wanted some third-party love for.
Yes.
And I'm pretty happy. I see a lot of people who aren't happy because they're saying apparently he has a butterface.
To be honest, I kind of see that.
I don't know, it seems fine.
I wouldn't say it's terrible, but there's something off about it.
I think the color isn't quite right.
For me, it's the shape. It's the shape, at least, of the inner part of the face. There's something not quite right about that, and the T-Rex head as well. I think it's the eyes, how they've done the eyes look a bit off again.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. The T-Rex, I think it's that smile they've given him.
Yeah, very deliberate, but
yeah.
I'm not sure it works.
But also people are really mad because this isn't Masterpiece scale.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can be surprised with the current state of the third-party market for the most part.
But Andy, they're justifying it. You told me.
Oh, yeah, that really annoyed me. The justification was, but he is Masterpiece scaled, as they showed a picture of Megatron next to Prime in the cartoon, and I'm like, no.
Get over yourselves.
You know exactly what they mean, because Takara have done Beast Wars Masterpiece toys, and they'd like a figure to fit in that line. And I get that. I think that makes sense. What do you mean?
I don't. Stop trying to find shelf fillers for everything. Like,
but
not everything has to fill in this gap you've imagined you've got in your life.
But
just buy something fun.
For the in quotations adult collector who are just collecting the Masterpiece toys and who really do want that Masterpiece Beast Wars line, I get it, because there aren't many Transmetal 2 Megatrons, Transmetal 1, I don't know why I keep saying it, Transmetal 1 Megatrons out there.
Yeah, but if they get him now, he's the only Transmetal in their Masterpiece collection.
And he's the only one that's out of scale with the rest of the figures. And you know how it's always been a thing. People have always been a stickler for scale.
I don't know. It's a weird thing to me, just because the toy lines have always not been a stickler for scale.
But
very, very recently.
But when people have started collecting the Masterpiece toys, they have been, for the most part, fairly in scale.
True.
And that's
especially
been the
these
thing.
days.
Yeah. So it makes sense to me. I don't think it's something anyone really has to worry about, because it's gonna happen. Whether the official people do it or not, I don't know. And so I have seen some people say, "Oh, well, they'll do it eventually." It's like the first version of Beast Wars Megatron isn't out yet.
No,
so
and they haven't even finished the season 1 cast.
Yeah, so it's gonna, if they are doing it, it's gonna be a long way off. Like, Beast Wars isn't the priority for Masterpiece at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're more likely to get Japanese G1 Masterpiece than Transmetal, if I'm completely honest.
I know you'll hate me for saying this, but man, if they did a Masterpiece Violent Giga, oh shit!
Impressed, because there are questions to ask.
Yeah, what would you even do?
What
like even is it?
A sheet with eyes,
with like a bug face or something. Oh man, that'd be so good.
But
make it happen.
I'm also like, I don't want to be that guy, but I am going to ruin it for them. Hey, get your Masterpiece Dinobot and your Masterpiece Megatron, put them in Beast Mode when Megatron arrives, and then put them next to the other guys in Beast Mode, and then enjoy the scale.
No one has them in Beast Mode next to each other for display. No one.
that Rex is big.
Oh yeah.
He's huge. He's way bigger than he was in the show.
Yes. I mean, that's the concession I think they've had to make for making the robots to
all
scale.
About the robot mode.
Yeah.
Like, same with Dinobot. His Raptor mode's way too big.
It's massive.
He's the right size in robot mode, which is what people care about. Yeah. But anyway, sorry, I was supposed to talk about this toy. Instead, I went off on a tangent.
No, that's fair. We were talking about scale, so it makes sense, you know.
Yeah, I really like this. I think they've got a good range of posability.
Mm-hmm.
I like the paint job with its electroplating. I dig the sculpt. Very, very little for me to complain about here.
Okay.
One thing I don't like is, for some reason, they've, like, instead of having the arms having a normal bend, they've sculpted a bend, but it's like they've got a piece of plastic joining the bicep to the forearm.
Yeah.
Which maybe it's just because it adds stability to the arm, I don't know, but it's really ugly.
I think it's to help it fold up a bit neater, but you're right, it is not a pretty look.
It just, those arms just go on his shoulders.
Which arms do you mean? Do you mean the dinosaur
arms?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the robot arms.
No, he's just got a giant elbow.
Yeah.
But see what I mean? Like, they sculpted the elbow, but now it's just like there's just this big bit of metal in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think they're trying to go for that piston, but they had to have it completely filled in, because otherwise the detail, you know, it would
and
snap
the
it.
And everything else.
So I guess, personally, like you, I think just get rid of the piston, because it's really egregious, that big lump of plastic, and you can tell that bit is not meant to be there, in a sense. I thought you were talking about the massive elbow joint for his robot mode.
Also, like, it means he can't do his shoulder minigun thing he did in the show.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah. Oh. I mean, he did that, like, what, once?
A couple of times.
Did he? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like the fact he's got a tongue. That's just like, okay.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? But no, overall, I think this guy looks great. I would love. The thing is, I don't know which Transmetal designs I'd actually want from the show.
Oh.
Just because, like, there's Rat Trap, Cheetor, Megatron,
Black Arachnia.
Well, no, that's that's
Transmetal too. Okay, I see what you're saying. Tarantulas was 2. No, Depth Charge was Transmetal 2.
Tarantulas was 1. Tarantulas and Depth Charge were both 1.
Were they?
Yeah, because the only Transmetal 2s were Black Arachnia, Dinobot, and Megatron. And
Ah.
Megatron's not technically a Transmetal too,
Okay.
but because Megatron invented the technique when cloning Dinobot.
Right.
So yeah, like, and I don't know, but I want a thing about Depth Charge. I like the character, but his design was wonky because he was basically a fish
Yeah.
with hands.
Yeah.
Um,
Rampage.
Okay, yeah.
He does
yeah,
have
I
a lot
like
of
Rampage.
crab on his back, though, to be fair, but he's neat to look at. He's very visually impressive.
And if you could fold that up a bit, I think that would be cool.
You'd want Tarantulas, surely.
Oh yeah, Tarantulas was amazing. The Tarantulas does a great design.
Yeah.
Plus his motorbike mode was one of the best Transmetal modes. Not Roller Skate T-Rex good, but
I mean, in terms of its functionality, sure. I mean, none of those extra modes were desperately good, but I'd take that over most of them.
oh yeah, like rather than what Cheetors, I have Gut Jets
His was actually quite useful, though.
for a while.
I liked his gut jets as well. I thought, I don't think they visually looked very good, but I think for a kid to put him into flight mode was quite a neat little feature.
Oh, I had Cheetor, and they had what I like. I used to turn him into a submarine.
Okay.
So like he'd have an underwater mode, which would be like you just fold up the sides and leave the jets out,
Yeah.
and it was just like, yeah. And then his tail had that little spike in it.
If
So
they
I
ever, if they ever do a Transmetal rat trap, they should do a collector's edition where he comes with a little submarine ball.
Oh yeah, or like I maybe like a one piece very light plastic Dinobot you can just stick on top.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah,
Like
just solid vinyl, but he's painted well. That'd be nice.
this is really good. I really like this. What's your opinion on him?
I'm not a big fan. It's the face because it's the centerpiece of the figure. It's the thing you're going to be looking at the most, and for me, there's something just slightly off about it that I don't like. The big cuts dividing the plastics in between his knees going downwards. You can tell those are two bits of plastic screwed together, and it's really obvious cut in the knee, and it looks a bit off to me. Apart from that, I think for the scale, it's a really good representation of him. It's nice to see someone doing something a little bit different for him. But I don't think I'm inspired to get it. It to me, it doesn't look like an Iron Factory. Like I'm dropping a lump of poo in the toilet and going, oh shit, and then picking it up and then taking a picture of it, put it online, and saying, can you believe this? Look how big it is and how good it is. Which is how I usually feel about the Iron Factory stuff. This is just this is okay. This is all right. I'd be interested to see if Iron Factory did it or Magic Square, because I hear Magic Square are like really good as well at doing the legend scale stuff.
Yeah.
But it's okay, but not for me. We don't really have any info on when it's coming out, as far as I can see, nor on how much it would cost. Do you think the next release they do, if they do another release, will be the most ugly and terrible design for Optimus Primal?
Oh, I hope not. I really don't like that toy.
I don't think really... I like the toy. I like the toy a lot. I think it's a good, solid figure. I just don't like
I'll give
how
you
the
that.
robot mode looks. It's specifically the face. I don't think anybody liked the face on that thing.
I don't even like the gorilla.
Do you know? No, I didn't mind the gorilla. I didn't like his little weird, like headphone hat blue bit around the top of his head. That was always a bit weird. That was the thing that always threw me off. But I always liked his stupid Gatling gun, which was really shitty, especially for the toy, because it was just, it's the bottom of the maces, which always looked dumb. I like that feature. And I like Surfboard Monkey. I really do. I honestly like the surfboarding monkey thing. It's stupid. It makes no sense, but it's very much of its time.
Yeah.
You know, everybody had surfing skyboards back then.
I blame the Donkey Kong cartoon.
Did they have a flying surfboard?
No, but they had a gorilla with a surfboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll that's good enough for me to blame that show. Blame that
I
show
don't
for
know
many
which one
things.
came first before anyone corrects me. So
It's fine. I think we're allowed to blame the Donkey Kong cartoon for a lot of things because it was so
Donkey Kong.
no.
Hey, oh, look out down below.
No.
Here he come, banana jama, conga bongo hero.
You know, I worry about you, Mikey.
I can remember. I haven't seen that cartoon since about 1999.
These are genuine fears and worries I have for you. You know,
And they had the sexy chimp.
you can have like problems at
Remember the
home,
sexy chimp, Andy?
but the fact that you remember the Donkey Kong cartoon intro and so much about the Donkey Kong cartoon is
You
reason
don't
reason for concern.
Are you trying to ignore the sexy chimp, Andy? Is that what you're doing?
Was that just the main girlfriend of Donkey Kong?
I believe so, because the other girlfriend was just a monkey in a hat.
I'll be honest, her face terrified me, so I couldn't really say that I was enthralled by her. Was it Sandy?
Yeah, oh, Candy Kong.
Of course.
Wiki for some reason.
Oh. Anyway,
Oh my god. I forgot, like...
never forget.
You forget what it was like in the very sort of mid to late 90s with the old CG.
Yeah. Yeah, we've came a long way. We've came a long way.
She could have killed.
Yeah, I would not have described her as sexy, I'll be honest, Mikey. But Mikey, do you want to take us on to our next little bit of news?
Yes, so this is from the Weibo KFC account. They have shown prototypes of upcoming figures, KFC P14 Raijin and P15 Grand Raijin, which is their version of Super Jinrai and, Super Jinrai. They've also got a CAD drawing of Raiju, which is P16 Raiju, who will be God Bomber, who will, of course, they will all combine to form God Jinrai. We get prototype images. The Raijin will stand about 26 centimeters tall, so God Jinrai should be, or Super Jinrai rather, should be pretty big. They've got him, he's about twice the size of Masterpiece Megatron.
Okay.
And God Bomber's slightly taller than him, so I don't even want to imagine how big God Jinrai is. He's very posable, although for some reason in every single shot he's either squatting or he is like he has an ab crunch. I can guarantee you he has an ab crunch.
Yeah.
Because his groin is heading in places you would not go otherwise. Also, he comes with a matrix of leadership.
Should he have one?
Well, I mean, like, it's going to also be Power Master Prime, so, you know, they don't even need to do any changes to the mold to release it like that.
Sure.
The thing is... So, Andy, you notice it's P14 and P15.
Yes.
That's because you can buy Raijin and Grand Raijin separately.
Grand Raijin.
Grand Raijin is the trailer, who will become the Super Jinrai Power Master Prime body.
Oh, okay.
So, one, why would you ever buy that on its own? Who's buying this on their own, and what are they using it for?
Nothing holy.
So, yeah. And then if you look at sort of other masterpiece scaled attempts at this kind of thing, it's like, they're expensive, but they're not, like, they're not crazy expensive, you know?
Yeah, relatively speaking, sure.
So, would you like to know the price of each of these components?
No, because it's going to be more than it should be, a lot more than it should be. It's going to be to the point where you go, isn't this a stupid price? And they go, my god, this is a stupid price. Stop it.
So, what would be your price for the Raijin main body Optimus Jinrai? Considering it is a small component that basically will transform into a chest that you'll stick into a bigger toy.
He can turn into a lorry, though, on his own, right?
A cab.
A cab, sorry. Yeah. And he is Masterpiece scaled.
He is Masterpiece scaled.
But he is only one half... We'll be kind. One half of at least a full package. Yeah. So, how much was Megatron?
200, I believe. Close to it. I don't remember.
I'd say 150 max.
Yep, 150.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Grand Raijin. How much would you pay for him?
That's just the cab, isn't it?
Yes, with a base mode.
Right. That doesn't matter because it's going to be trash anyway.
Yep, and then it will combine. It will combine with the body.
I'd say that should be maybe 70, I guess. Yeah.
200
for that.
For that.
No. How much was the
150?
So I was on the money for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that's quite good for me. But no, not 200 for the next one. That's 350, right?
Yeah. So how much are you going to pay for God Bomber then?
Nothing, because I've already spent too much on this bollocks. But he is taller than Raijin. Are you going to say there's like 300? Is that how much he is?
I'm not telling you until you give me a number.
I'm going to say 300 because I have a feeling it's going to be more than that.
Well, it's not. It's 200.
Oh, thank God. I was wondering
Ever in my life has I been glad to say he's only unreasonably priced.
He's not stupidly unreasonably priced.
No. So for context, guys, if you want God Jinrai, it will cost you $550 before shipping.
Woof.
Individually. And I don't want to be that guy, but for all intents and purposes, this is still a thing. It's a KFC toy. Which means there is a fair chance of some sort of construction error or disappointment.
Yeah.
So, I would say get the Perfect Effect God Jinrai, or the fan, was it, the Toy World, Fans Toys, Toy World, whichever one, that did the Power Master, or doing a Power Master. Get one of those. Do not pay $200 for a box on wheels that becomes a pair of legs. And that becomes a not exactly good-looking robot looking at the CAD models here on TF Source.
It doesn't inspire me personally. None of these designs do it.
You can stick a tiny skids in there.
Woo!
So, and a base.
Okay.
A base, Andy, which is very, very accurate to the original.
Oh, so, like, garbage, arguably.
I would say this toy is unreasonable.
Okay. I like how that's politely. Politely, it's unreasonable.
Yeah. I don't, and to be honest, I don't like the aesthetic of the Super Jinrai there and the CAD model. I'm not crazy about the aesthetic of the base robot. And KFC with their many years of problematic issues. No. No, thank you. Any other thoughts yourself?
Yeah, none of these visually do it for me. I find these very lackluster in terms of their design, especially like you say, as we've seen quite a few God Jinrais coming out over the past few years. I think there are some that have visually got more oomph to them than this. It doesn't look what I'd call animation accurate. It doesn't look like it's got a nice, interesting new flair style to it. It just looks like it's just another one, and not a very exciting one. So I can't say I'm desperately enthralled by it, personally. It's just a kind of no thank you. Especially coming late to the party again.
Yep.
Shall I move on, Mikey?
Please do.
Mikey, Iron Factory Tyrant, the Legend Scale Megatron, which has 5 different modes to it. 5 for all your IDW versions of Megatrons, or most of them at least, anyway.
Are the one people care about.
I suppose. I think that would have been a harder one to customize.
Would be friggin' impossible to stick into this game.
Yeah. I actually did look at it quite a few times this week and went, but it's like £55.
I think that's really good for what it is, because I really like this.
I do as well, but I don't know if I like it for £55, if you know what I mean.
The only problem is, I think that because you're paying for the main robot, you're paying for the alt mode, and you're paying for the extra bits to turn him into everything else, it's parts count that's bumping up the price.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm just like, but it's awesome, but I kind of want a display, if you had the cash, this would be like, wouldn't it be great to have a display of Megatron through the eras? Yeah. And you can't do that without spending £400.
I think that is a legit problem. Like you say, I don't think you're being cheesed out of money at all. But the fact that you go, okay, well, I can only display him in one variation, and then I just have to put the rest of the bits in a box.
And remember, when we buy things, we do engage for a while, but eventually they either go in a box or they go on a shelf.
Yeah.
Which means visually you're not engaging with this in any major way past that initial run.
Yeah.
It's not like another toy where it's on the shelf, it's not doing anything, but you see it, you're seeing the design, you're seeing everything you like about it.
Especially when also Tarn is out now, and he's about half the price.
And he's a combiner.
Yeah. So, it's a tricky pill, I think. For myself, anyway, I think it's a tricky pill. The reason is, the reason I bring it up is also to let you know that it is out. So you can do pre-war Minor Megatron, Stormbringer, G1 styled, and more modern looking design. They've they've got it listed down here as. There's also some little extra bits in there, as apparently you get some extra hands for the Starwing, which is the Iron Factory take on Starscream. And it looks like this is becoming more of a thing with replaceable hands for the Iron Factory stuff, which is only a plus in my eyes, because the more replaceable hands, the more kind of
expression and character.
Yeah, exactly. The only other thing that I guess, like, do we know if I couldn't tell? Do the Megatron heads have different faces, or are they're all the same looking face?
I know some of them have different helmets. There's at least 2 helmet styles, maybe 3.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm not sure about the faces. I'm actually, like, if you just scroll down slightly, there is a video review, and I'm currently scrubbing through it to just see if anything sort of pops out.
Yeah.
Not one, he just looks solid as balls. The guy's shaking it and nothing's happening. But yeah, it seems like he only comes with the 2 swappable heads.
Okay, and then the different helmets, or is it just 2 heads in total?
It's 2 heads,
right?
So one is for the minor Megatron, and one is for all the other ones, because obviously all the other ones don't have the minor look.
Of course, yeah.
But there's a lot of swappable parts in this guy.
It's neat. And like I say, the fact that you get optional hands for the Starscream is a little bit cheesy, because it's almost like, hey, you should buy that Starscream, shouldn't you? Which is the sneaky thing with how they did the Seekers, because they had those that it was buildable Sunstorm, yeah, and then they had buildable pieces to make Emperor Starscream. I think was another thing. Yeah.
Oh god, naked Megatron is weird looking.
Well, without his extra bits
I
on.
Like it. You don't actually take off that much, but it ain't right.
It's wrong. But like I say as well, the Tarn is out now as well, and that's a big temptation as well at the moment for myself, because I'm like, well, Iron Factory is good, and I wouldn't mind the DJD because they're visually very interesting.
This is to me a great desk toy.
Which one? The Megatron.
The Megatron, yeah, because this is the thing you fiddle with when you're sitting doing something else.
Yes.
So I think the fact that you can kit him into different versions of the character as well. This is the guy that if you're not you don't put him on display, you put him on your desk and you sit there for a while fiddling away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's his lifespan.
Yeah, it's one of those things I'm going to look at for a while, I think, and just be like, I don't know. We'll see. Do you have anything else to say on the Megatron, Mikey?
No, I think he's, like, as a toy, I think he's excellent. Just really. Yeah, it is like, it's just a hard sell when you have another toy coming out that's cheaper and as a core robot looks as good.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to eat. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news, please?
Yeah, so this is a quick enough one. Perfect Effect have promo images, if I could talk, promo images of PEDX09B, which is Cycronite.
That's a terrible name.
Megadragon and Cycronite. It would be Kuronite? Yeah, it would be Cycronite.
Okay, yeah. It's not bad.
But yeah, which is their blue repaint of their Transmetal 2 Megatron, done as RID Cryotech, who was a club exclusive character who was, of course, a blue repaint of the original. However, he's not just a straight repaint. He is coming with new pieces. He's coming with a new face. He comes with all the original parts, right?
Okay.
But he comes with a brand new face for the robot mode, styled after Beast Machine's Megatron.
Are they swappable, these pieces that you're talking about?
They are indeed.
Oh, cool.
The toy has a swappable face gimmick anyway.
Neat.
So. And he comes with a new dragon head, which apparently you will get the original dragon head as well, but you'll get this new one which has a bit more stylization, like more of a like it's wearing a mask, and these 2 big side blade things. I think this is looking like a really solid repaint. I think, like, I think from what I've seen, he's better than the Optimal Optimus.
Yes, I heard that as well.
And this figure is just like, I really like the look at him. I like the stylization in him because he's not a straight do of the original design. And the reviews I've seen, the gimmicks and the way we've worked everything out, it seems very well executed. And he seems very solid. And I think, any chance to get this mold again, if you've been looking for it, is good. And I like the additions. So Andy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually think I might prefer this visually to the original version. I like the extra face grill. It is obviously, like you say, inspired by the Beast Machine's Megatron, but I like to see it as a bit more of a shredder look to it as well. That kind of design works nicely. The new dragon head is really cool. If I'm going to be picky, it's just I would have liked a bit more variation, like a different chest design. That would pretty much be it. Because I don't have this toy, and I can't remember Jobby's video off the cuff. Like, I can't remember what his issues with the figure were, if he had any. I'm sure he did.
I think the main thing there was that the wings were kind of unbalancing him a bit.
Yeah.
But he gave it full marks. So.
Yeah, so I guess maybe if they'd remolded the feet so he had a bit more of a heel spur, might have been nice as well. But yeah, it's a very solid toy. Very nice redesign, and you're not getting ripped off. It's not just a straight repaint, so that's definitely a plus as well. Yeah. Do we know if it's out now, if it's coming out, or when?
Coming out.
Coming out. Just don't know when.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future.
In the world of tomorrow.
Today. But not today. Not actually today. Shall we move on, Mikey?
Please do.
Well, Mikey, we knew, you and I, we both talked about this at some point, that Masterpiece were going to be doing a movie-styled Masterpiece Megatron and a movie-styled Masterpiece Jazz, and we've now seen images of those figures as we got to see them at a Hasbro Chinese event. I don't think I can see where it came from.
Hasbro China event. It was Hasbro China.
Okay, so there wasn't like a Shanghai Comic-Con or anything like that.
No,
just
okay. Like Hasbro China said, we're doing toys.
And here they are.
Get out of my house.
So we got to see both of them, both on in robot mode and vehicle mode, and we got some production proper photos of them. Jazz transforms into obviously his first version from the movie, because that's the only version he had.
Yeah.
Jazz
just fucked.
He might have had some different designs for toys, but I can't remember. In terms of
everything. He's had multiple toys, but they were all the same.
Okay. He comes with Ladyman 2175, Shia LaBeouf. He comes with that. One with no eyes.
But a cube.
Yes, he is holding a cube.
Also, I think an eyeless, soulless Shia LaBeouf is probably more honest to the real thing.
Damn, son. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Like a dick.
Not saying you're wrong. He is in a running pose. I think he probably should have came with eye in a hide, so, you know, you could have had that little scene of him going, Sam, get to the building!
Well, I feel like he should have come with Megatron. Because
that would have worked better as well, yeah.
He kind of spent a lot of time with Megatron in the, well...
More so than Jazz.
Yeah. Did he talk to Jazz?
I don't think anybody talked to Jazz after that what's
Megatron
cracking
did.
Little bitches line. No one talked to Jazz.
Megatron talked to Jazz.
That's true. And then Prime went, oh, Jazz. He racist
I think
son
he
of
should
a
have a
bitch.
no face.
But he has no face. We've established he has no face at all. He's washed of detail. Granted, I'm not sure how big it is.
The
but...
fallen joke.
Yeah.
He has no face to take.
Oh man, jeez. Jazz also has a gun, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Yeah, that can go on the back of his car mode, and he can plop it onto his hand to make it seem like it's coming out. He also has a spinal cord, because he can... He has the feature that everybody wants. He can be made into two Jazzes, and I'm not going to do the obvious joke, which is I'll have two Jazzes in Greg Berger and Sean Berger's voice.
In Sean Berger.
Sean Berger.
I have two cities.
No, we're better. I'm better than that. I'm better than you today. I'm better than you because you did that joke. But it's good that they have that feature, because it's a feature that, you know, people have mocked and joked about for years. So it seems apt and appropriate for them to do it. And the thing that everybody wanted from their Masterpiece Megatron from the first movie is he can do the stupid gun thing when he smashed both of his hands together in a big clap and it turned into a giant working. No, it's not. Fuck off.
It's a fusion.
No, it's not. It's a granddad stick.
No, he fuses his guns into a cannon.
No,
what else is it?
he fuses his guns into a stick where he can then hobble along, because he's been frozen in the ice and he's got ice burn.
I would have paid more money to see that.
He also has a whip arm effect.
Yeah, that is a scene from the movie. I remember that.
I remember the toy had it, but I don't remember him doing it in the film.
He does, but the thing is, it doesn't end in an arm when he does it. It then his hand morphs into a mace.
Oh yeah. Okay, that sounds a bit more familiar.
Where Sam falls off the building.
Oh yes, of course.
And Optimus is running along at the side, and Sam once more makes life harder for everyone else.
Yay!
And possibly the most unusual feature, you can remove his chest and take a cube, which I'm assuming is the one Sam has, and then stick it in his chest.
I can't. Is it the same as the? Because it looks from the looks of things, to me at least, it looks like the cube is molded onto the Sam figure.
I'm assuming.
So it has to be a separate cube.
Is this a gimmick anyone asked for when they thought? Because the reason this, apart from the fact that people like the movie sometimes, it's the fact he has to turn into that jet, from that jet into that robot mode.
Yeah.
So it's the ones that were so very clearly designed very separately from each other. I just can't think of anyone who went, you know what I want to do? I want to have a scene where I stick a box in him.
You say that, but we did joke about that in a previous show.
We did, but we're liars.
Well, I don't think it's that we're liars. It's like we thought it wouldn't happen, because why would they do it?
Like, who has that display?
They did it though.
They did do it.
They did do it. So we'll move on, and I'll ask you, Mikey, what do you think of Jazz, and what do you think of Megatron?
I think the robot mode sculpts are pretty excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Is
one standing out more than another?
I think Megatron, just because, he's the one people are interested in because magic.
Okay, yes.
I think Jazz looks good, but we've had Jazzes that were close to the movie design.
But this one has posable fingers, though.
Well done him. But
Damn.
He still doesn't have hands for those fingers.
Oh.
I mean, he has an arm and he has fingers. He has no hands. But with Megatron, no one has even looked at this design sideways. If you look at any promotional stuff, any movie stuff, anything, for years it's been like Andy had his tank mode, and we don't talk about the first movie.
Yeah.
So him turning into this thing is pretty impressive. He's got some backpack, it has to be said.
Oh yeah.
And also, I think it's very telling that there is not a single photo that shows his jet mode from a front or side shot.
I mean, his head is very visible, as it always was.
It's not just his head, because that was in the design. It's the fact that what appears to be an entire robot is under there, because that jet was not designed to turn into a robot.
No.
That they were, So I think basically you just I think it's probably going to be a relatively simple transformation.
Are you saying you don't believe in magic, Mikey? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't believe... I believe that there are some things that were never going to happen.
Are you one of these gullible people that believes in science?
No, I believe in physics, sir.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Satanist!
And that's why we're going to use a nuclear weapon to blow up part of a planet to make it swing pendulum-like into another part of a planet so we can kill God.
Oh god, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Yep. After someone said they believed in science, which is why I started laughing in that scene, and I literally didn't stop. I find the arm weapon kind of interesting because it looks like it's made out of soft plastic. I don't know if it's pliable, but it's neat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a string, which is always good. And the fusion cannon does look like it did in the movie.
Yes, for better or for worse.
Yeah, so I don't think the 07 movie is the best movie of the Bayverse movies. I think Age of Extinction is, and I've never liked this design. But I think they have done a very good job capturing that design, and the jet mode is working within the limits of what they could do.
It seems fair.
Yeah. So he's the one who stands out to me. I think Jazz looks competent. I like the idea he basically has a feature to encourage you to buy 2 toys. That just amuses me greatly. And they're not crazy priced.
No.
Megatron's going to be 160 and Jazz is going to be 90, so it's not like they're redonkulously priced.
Those are dollars by the by as well.
Those are American dollar.
Yes.
But one thing I'm a little concerned about is I am hearing very, very up and down things about the movie Masterpiece line.
Really? Like what?
Well, let's see. Optimus, something is up with the transformation that it just doesn't work at the end.
Right. Pieces hitting into each other or something? Do you mean, or something else?
You hit the bit where he's supposed to come together and he just doesn't in the cab.
Okay.
Barricade and Bumblebee seem to have turned out pretty well.
Mm.
Although obviously Bumblebee's the wrong design. Movie Bumblebee seems to be people's reaction was he's average, and I've seen 3 reviews now and listened to a podcast where people have been talking about Ironhide, and once they get to how his truck transforms in the truck half of him, the top half rather transforms.
Yeah.
If there isn't swearing, there's a lot of very veiled, if I could be swearing, I would be.
Binal Tech levels, Binal Tech Grimlock
Well,
levels.
apparently, they kind of, like, they say, what is it, step 42, and they go to, okay, step 43, but apparently between step 42 and step 43 are like 8 to 10 steps that they don't mention, and they're really fiddly, and apparently he's just not a brilliant figure.
Right.
So, I'm curious to see how these two turn out. I think Megatron will probably turn out fairly well, because really, transformation-wise, he doesn't have to do much.
Right. Yeah.
And I think Jazz could work, but just because, again, it's relatively simple. Like, even with the old Voyager toys, I found Ironhide way too fiddly. But I don't know. I mean, is there one of these that is dragging you in,
No,
Andy?
not at all. No interest in these at all.
But Andy, you could replicate a scene where people go, "Aw, Jazz." Forget about Megatron. We can do "Aw, Jazz."
It's true.
Or we could do a realistic depiction of what would happen in Dark of the Moon if Jazz was there, which is Optimus grabs him by the legs and rips him in half.
Oh my god, yes, he would
Because,
make
you
it.
know, he's using everything as a weapon, and Jazz was in the way, and he's small, so he's just gonna rip him in half and throw each half at Sentinel.
Yeah. I'm good though. I'm really good. I'm a little sad that they didn't take on our other advice, which was to give Megatron his weird Chihuahua face.
Yep.
That's the only thing they're really missing. Everything else they've kind of covered. I'm surprised to see a Samu Wee. Are we gonna get Michaela?
I don't know. Did we? Let's see.
I don't think we did.
Kayla.
I know we got one for what's it called? The Human Alliance stuff.
Well, we already have a Sam figure from that.
Yeah, both of those were hilariously terrible.
No, she's had 2 Human Alliance figures.
But no masterpiece.
No masterpiece.
Oh, well, maybe that'll come in the future. But like you said, if you're interested and in the market for Movie 1 masterpieces, these are for you. So you mentioned the prices, and if you're wondering, dear listener, when these things are coming out and you don't know, Megatron will be on the 1st of September, unless something changes, and Jazz will be the 1st of November. So you've still got a bit of time at least before, you need to worry about that stuff. So that's a plus, I suppose. So yay.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say on these two, Mr. Mikey?
No, I'm curious to see the reviews and how angry people get.
Agreed. I want you, Mr. Mikey, to take us on to the most important news of the week.
Yep, it's that time again, people. It's time to visit the Legends world.
It's been so long.
Has been blown up, so we're actually visiting regular old G1 world. Sad now. But yeah, Takara Tomy Mall website has uploaded the webcomic to go with the upcoming LGEX Repug and Grots, or Repugnance and Grotesque, 2-pack. So this is a 12-page comic, which for some reason TFW has put up in out of order.
Really?
Yes. Which, because I was flicking through it and I was thinking, okay, this doesn't, I feel like something's odd going on at the end, because this doesn't seem to be a finale. And it wasn't.
Huh.
So you can download this as a PDF, or, you can look at their out-of-order images. But we do have a translation, which is basically about, Galvatron 2 is a dick, which is...
Who is Galvatron 2, Mikey?
Galvatron 2 is the American Marvel Galvatron.
The grey one.
The grey one, who's always weirdly painted.
Yes.
Who is from an alternate future timeline where he won... And I think at one point he tries to eat Fortress Maximus. But he is the one who shows up in Regeneration 1 as well, because the original Marvel Galvatron... I'm right, because the original Marvel Galvatron doesn't actually exist in the US run, because they didn't bring in the movie characters.
Mm-hmm.
He only exists in the UK run. So, that's that. Because we had to call him Galvatron 2. He's had an official figure.
Woo!
And also, he was the one inside of Cyclonus.
That's right, yeah. He was the head to make the Combiner Galvatron, right?
Yes, so I'm assuming this technically takes place before the Combiner Wars. Or long after, when he came back with a body.
Maybe long after?
Who knows?
Looking at the other characters in this issue?
God only knows.
Yeah.
But, so, the story is that the Legends guys, led by Rat Trap, return to the Axelon with the Monster Bots in tow. And they find out where they are, where they've landed. And they have a big problem because the Nemesis appears above them, the big eye starship thing, which has been constructed by Galvatron 2 to drain the planet of its beast power, because of course it has. initially surprised by their appearance, Leo Prime, who was a legend person who got Transformer sickness and turned into actual Leo Prime, or Leo Convoy, realizes that he's confused because he's thinking like, oh, Nemesis was made by Galvatron. Oh, I thought it was made by Dragon Galvatron.
Oops.
It was made by this dick. Oh. Galvatron sets the Decepticons on them, and a big fight goes off with the Beast Formers and Laser Beast teaming up to save the world. Lune shows up, who's now a queen and allowed to wear clothes. Who says that White Leo and Tiger Burn will return to them in moments of crisis, and they do. And they, Double Cross is very excited because since, Leo's been in Crystal, he hasn't been able to turn into a robot. Grotusk isn't able to turn into a robot, however, because he doesn't have a headmaster. So Leon merges with Tiger Burn and they take on the job. And that just sort of leaves Repugnus sitting there with no one loving him.
Aww.
Elsewhere, Rat Trap drops a potted plant and tries to save it because it's got the last remaining soil of the Legends world. And he nearly gets stepped on by a G2 guy. But then the plant defends him with a force field because it's a magic plant.
Do you know who that G2 guy is?
Jolt.
Yes.
The planet's beast power has turned the plant into a living thing called Botanica, who now wants to make out with Rat Trap for saving her.
Sorry, did you say Groot?
No, I said... Remember, Andy, plant-like girlfriend people existed long before this.
That's true. That's true. And didn't they get together in Beast Machines?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, all right. Continuity.
Because Beast Machines had some weird character writing.
Continuity.
But hey, just now I'm thinking and I just realized this while reading this, there must be out there somewhere Rat Trap Botanica porn.
More than likely, yeah, probably.
So it's going to be, basically, I'm just kind of picturing sort of ye olde horror movie, Army of Darkness kind of thing.
Okay.
Like Ash, with the tree in the first movie, where the tree molests that woman.
Yes.
So I'm just imagining that, but Botanica and Rat Trap.
Well, okay, that's if that's what you want to think and how you want to picture that, that's fine.
No, I don't want to.
It's too late.
I'm doing it, but I don't want to. It's happening anyway.
As long as Aunt Arcee approves, that's the main thing.
Oh God. Everything mattered.
Yes.
We were told everything mattered. The Nemesis begins absorbing the beast power and transmitting to Galvatron's Matrix, because the toy came with one, much to concern of Rat Trap, who thinks the energy will let them revive Legends World. Repugnus has an army of drones, which are blasted out of the sky by Galvatron when they try to attack the ship, but the Legends natives decide to take matters in hand and launch aboard the Axlon, and Leo Prime uses Transformer sickness on them.
What?
And transforms them into their Beast-era counterparts.
Okay.
So it's still our weird Noble and Megatron who, got kicked out of Karakuri Co. and everything else. But now he's in a full Transformers body.
Okay.
Nothing good can come of this.
No.
It also means Black Arachnia... No, Black Arachnia is fine because she was a G1 bot.
Yes.
Yeah. The Axelon hits the Nemesis and the now full-size Legend Warriors attack! Attack. So you get to see Magmatron and Big Convoy teaming up, and Megastorm's there, and Galvatron, and this is going to be really weird because technically they all already exist in this universe, so I'm assuming there's a crossover coming of Megastorm and Megastorm arguing over who has the worst big brother. But then Primal, Leo Convoy, and Big Convoy get together and use a triple Beast Convoy Matrix attack. Yeah. Galvatron isn't particularly bothered as the ship crashes because his matrix is full, and he goes to shoot the monster bots. While gloating, he will destroy the Autobots and then the world, much like he did in his own dimension. And then White Leo and Tiger Burn, they want to do something, but the monster bots are kind of giving in. And then we flash back to the building of the Dinobots, where Wheeljack and Ratchet explain to Spike that without Vector Sigma, these guys aren't really alive. They're basically animals, and it turns out Wheeljack is a massive racist.
Oh no.
And then Wheeljack goes on to make the Monster Bots in 2011, literally making them too stupid to go on a rampage, which means they're dumber than the Dinobots.
Oh no.
But by now he thinks that animal robots like them are the same type of life form as other Transformers, just dumber. So he's not racist in the worst way. He's racist in that, some of my best friends are black way.
Oh.
Yeah. they were decided to be unsuitable for combat because they were silly, and they were sent to Planet Beast, where the Beast formers treated them as equals, and eventually they got relatively smart. But
did they get
Raccoon-
smart, or were they just piloted by heads that were smart?
Well, I don't know. I just don't know. So the Monster Bots thank the Beast Formers, and they remove their headmasters and throw them to safety before blasted by Galvatron. But the three gems of the Beast, the mystical gems, appear and become the three wise ones, who are apparently Beast Former characters. Recognizing the power of the Monster Bots and their need to protect Beast, they adopt new robotic forms, which look a wee bit like crappy Prime Masters, which, are what they are, because the Prime Masters were kind of crappy Titan Master ripoffs, and join with the Monster Bots, ready to have a big fight with Galvatron because a new evolution has come. And that's it. It's not wacky in the wackiest way.
No.
These comics are more in line with Combiner Wars without the really crazy stuff, but it's fun. It's gorgeous to look at. I mean, Sakamoto does like digging into continuity and everything else, so like, hey, we're gonna bring Botanica in.
Yeah, that was weird.
Why not? You can't stop me. I'm Sakamoto. I'm over here. You're over there. What can you do? But yeah, and like building on the Beast Formers, and I'm just liking this. I'm looking forward to whatever they're doing in the future, because we've got at least one more of these, because we still have to get the full set for Diatlas, don't we? Because we had a comic with it. We had a comic originally, but we're probably going to get a comic with it. Is what I mean?
Yeah, you would assume so. Sure.
Yeah. So I like it. I like it a lot.
But
what about you?
Is this the comic that comes with the figures, or is this just a web comic?
Don't know. So
Okay.
if people can confirm when they get them, I would appreciate that.
I think this is the web manga. I don't, mainly because it's so long, and it barely had anything to do with them, which would be a weird thing to be like, oh yeah, this is the comic for these two characters. It's barely about
One of them doesn't
though.
do anything.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. I liked the little references back to, the early 90s. So they had like the laser rods and some of the other kind of cyber fighter jets, I think they were called.
Yeah.
Those guys, I liked all that. I liked the fact that the what are they called? They're not beast formers. The Beast Planet guys. What they call battle beasts.
Beast formers.
Battle
there's
beasts.
Beast formers and laser beasts, and it's like Beast formers are the good guys, laser beasts are the bad guys.
Yeah, I mean the battle beasts just in general. I liked how they had their bases, I assume, in a background shot. That was neat. Yeah, like you say, it wasn't one of the craziest ones, and weird. I Am Groot Botanica girlfriend was very nice.
Gonna do stuff.
I like the fact she was able to somehow block with some superpowers a giant robot trying to crush them.
To be fair, one of these had a bunch of toys defend humans with the power of love,
That's true.
including Josh and James,
Yeah.
and Marcelo, who we've never had the chance to talk to, but somewhere in the multiverse, Josh's parody of himself exists.
I hope so.
That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there, a very oddly squat, round little man surrounded by yellow toys, rather than our normal size, not squat man surrounded by yellow toys.
Mm-hmm.
Although he did say he was a lot more discerning than people give him credit. Which, Josh, if you're listening, yeah.
The lies he tells. But no,
You're a fine man.
enjoyable. I look, I always hope for more Sakamoto stuff in the future. It's always my hope.
Always.
Yeah. Well, should we move on, Mikey?
Please do.
Yeah, we got some images and stuff for the Winter Wonderfest 2019 exclusive, which is going to be a Golden Lagoon Soundwave. As Japan likes to do, they have a golden version of the Titan's Return Soundwave, the leader one that turns into the boombox and the weird bass thing, just in gold. Gold plastic, with some vacuum chrome on it as well. So
quite a lot of chrome by the looks of it.
Yeah, a decent amount anyway. Is it on the front? It is on the front of the stereo system. Is that all? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
most of the robots appears to be chrome.
It seems to be, yeah. And if you want it, it will be 10,000 yen, which is $91.25 before tax. So, might be a little bit more. I mean, there's not much to say there or here at all.
It's fairly hideous, but it is kind of the point.
I mean, if you are a collector of these golden Transformers, then it's another one to get, I suppose.
Yes, as you sit there, sitting on your lucky draws.
Yeah. Well, remember, I did sell one or two.
I remember you were very proud of yourself.
I was. And at some point, I'll sell the other ones as well. And
Yeah.
get my money. But yeah, I mean, do you have anything to say, Mikey, or do you want to take us on?
I'll take us on, because it's a golden sound wave.
It is, yeah.
So, we mentioned this, I think, briefly last week, but it's been officially confirmed that Machinima has set their entire YouTube channel to private, including the Prime Wars trilogy, which has also been taken down off of Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they're under new ownership, and then they didn't put out any tweets or publicity or say anything about this happening. They just shut everything down. Everything. So if there's any Machinima project, like Machinima was responsible for that Street Fighter thing, weren't they?
Which Street Fighter thing?
They did. Was it them who did a live action one that people liked?
I don't know. In all honesty, I'm not sure.
That's gone.
But that was put on DVD or Blu-ray, because I remember my friend Chris actually owns it, so it is still available, even if you can't watch it online for free anymore.
Yeah, but anything you like, if they've done anything you liked, it's gone. No one. So we just no, and people aren't happy because none of the creators who worked in it were told.
Well, why would they be?
Like, that would be... Because remember, Machinima is also one of those overseeing corporate bodies on YouTube, which gives people exposure and signs them to contracts that also means they permanently take their money. I'm doing air quotes, but can you hear the air quotes?
Yeah.
Quite frankly, Machinima has a very nasty professional record.
It seems to be the case, yes.
But now it's had a nasty professional record where people who have put hard work into stuff and were presumably getting some sort of revenue out of what was there on some level, are no longer getting that.
Yeah.
So, it ain't great. Prime Wars disappearing is the least concern of all of this.
Sure.
To be honest.
It's the fact people are getting screwed out of money that's more important, obviously, and I would be shocked if I heard a load, because there'll be one or two, I'm sure. There'll be some. If a load of people were like, oh no, Prime Wars is gone. I was just about to get around to watching that.
They do make a point here that I do kind of agree with.
Oh.
This is kind of why we do need physical releases of things when we can get them.
Yes, yeah.
Because as long as things are under control of the online media, they'll disappear eventually because people will free up space or whatever, or at the risk of disappearing. And then the only way right now to watch Prime Wars is to pirate it.
Yeah. And this, I think you should also mention, when you say release it, you mean in multiple regions as well, instead of just locking it to, say, America and then no other country.
Or sneaking it onto a Blu-ray to encourage people to buy your crappy Blu-ray.
Ugh.
Which is what they did with Combiner Wars. So, yeah. And then they tried, it's not the best Transformers show. It did have the first use of Overlord in English series. The only animated appearance of Victorian and one of the best versions of Megatron. I don't know if I'd say he's one of the best Megatrons.
He's good, yeah.
He was one of the best. He was the best thing about that show, and he was weirdly good.
He's no Prime Megatron, though.
He ain't animated Megatron.
No.
He's not IDW Megatron.
No.
He's not Beast Wars Megatron.
No. He's good. He's just not up there.
Let's have some perspective here, guys.
Yeah.
Andy, I was just about to sit down for a rewatch too.
Of Prime.
Yeah, I was going to say Combiner Wars. But
I was gonna say no, you weren't. Don't fucking lie. Right. Well then, Mr. Mikey, if that is your name, I'll take us on to possible rumors. Rumors aplenty about the studio series Wave 7 and 8 listings.
This line is flying it, to be honest.
Yeah, they're pooping them out. I say they're pooping them out. I don't say they're actually releasing them over here, because I don't know if that's true or not.
No, we've gotten Wave.
You don't know. You don't know.
I've seen Starscream.
You've seen nothing.
I've seen Wave 1.
You've seen nothing.
I haven't seen the Megatron, which was Wave 2.
Which Megatron?
It's the same mold, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, then who?
Oh no, there is now, there's the leader as well, and he's out in America, I think.
There's lots of Megatrons.
He's not really much bigger than the Voyager, which I know is a scale thing, but still.
Anyway, Wave 7, we have these ones I'll say are deluxes. We have Dark of the Moon Dino.
Dino?
That makes more sense than Dino.
Does it?
Bumblebee movie Dropkick, so dropkick from the Bumblebee movie.
Presumably the muscle car?
Yes, because we've already seen the helicopter. So yeah, that would make sense. Revenge of the Fallen Hightower, which
That's
was
one of the Constructicons.
that was the one that was never in the movie, right?
No, it's the... He got a toy in the Legend scale.
That's
but
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was never in the movie.
Age of Extinction Drift, probably a redo or repaint.
I'm curious about that
Maybe.
because that doesn't... Is that the one with the little Dinobots?
I don't know.
Or are they doing a different one? Like, because people want... Like, one thing I have heard is that people are disappointed that they're just repainting the Last Night mold for that. They'd rather see a new figure.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Revenge of the Fallen Sideways.
I literally had to try and remember who Sideways was there.
He was the one cut in half by Sideswipe, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he was. And everyone was... And then for some reason it became, is he the same character from Armada?
Oh, God, was that... Oh, I remember that was a...
And everyone was just like, no.
But some people...
No, he wasn't.
But some people...
But he jumps universes. Good for him. It still wasn't him.
No. And if it was, it doesn't matter, because he's dead. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, again. Voyager-wise, we have Revenge of the Fallen Long Haul. You know, that's...
Yep.
We know.
we've seen.
Yeah, Bumblebee... the movie Bumblebee Voyager Soundwave.
That's a little surprising.
Voyager Classic Bumblebee Movie Soundwave. Huh.
Yes.
The Cybertronian one.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is like, I was kind of expecting that at some point, but I didn't think they'd have time to get that design done for another 6 months.
I mean, his toy mode would have to be fudged up, because...
Oh, completely.
You know.
Well, then again, maybe they designed one.
Well, that's the thing. Do you think they designed the Cybertronian mode for him, or do you think it will be an Earthbound thing?
I hope it's a Cybertronian one, because he doesn't have an Earth body.
No. You could see them doing like a Soundwave standard form now, which is like what is it, like a van or something, a heavy armored
I hope
truck.
he comes at Ravage.
That'd be he kind of has to, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if Scorponok is included with Blackout, and I think Frenzy... I don't know if Frenzy is with Barricade, but come on, you gotta do Ravage.
Yeah. It'd be weird if he didn't. And then leader Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon, which was the one that got tangled up in the cables. That's the only way I remember that movie.
Oh yeah, he'll probably come with... Do you know what he'll probably be? He'll probably be Retool again, but he'll come with all the jet bits.
That would make sense.
Because again, scale is a thing here, so...
Yeah.
And they've also set the precedent now with the Siege toys.
True, it's true. So Wave 8, again, these will all be deluxes. We have Revenge of the Fallen / Age of Extinction Bumblebee, which I think we saw images for earlier this week.
I'm assuming... Is that a 2-pack?
I don't think so.
Because those are two very different designs.
Well, then maybe it is a 2-pack. I have a feeling it's not, though. There's also Last Night Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
Yeah, that one. Never forget. Dark of the Moon Hatchet, which is one of the dreads.
Yeah, the quadrupedal dread.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the dog one. Quadrupedal, dog one, same thing. Last Night Crosshairs.
Is there a difference between Last Night and Age of Extinction and Crosshairs?
He was more sassy in one of the movies?
Was he?
I don't know. I'm throwing out shit because I have no idea.
Yeah.
Dark of the Moon Protoform Soldier, that famous guy. Autobot or Decepticon? I assume Decepticon.
Assuming the one that like they were like the cannon fodder, weren't they?
I guess, yeah.
Because I remember the records like had a scene where they ripped them apart. As Optimus said, "My grand plan was to abandon Chicago, let you all get killed, come back, and then you'd realize you'd need me."
Screaming, help
But he was a hero, Andy. He was sane.
Yep, no worries there.
I still miss him in a way.
No, you don't.
I do. I have a thing for Murder Prime.
Ugh.
I like how everyone is trying to justify his horrible, horrible actions.
I remember, didn't you and Chris used to try and justify his horrible actions?
Well, we just said we loved his horrible actions. We never justified it. He's just a terrible person. He's a monster.
I see. Okay, that makes more sense. Voyager-wise, we have for Wave 8, Dark of the Moon, Ironhide. Granted, I'm not sure, again, how he's different from any other iterations of Ironhide.
I know there are some small design differences.
Are there?
So,
all right. Maybe he's all grey and rusty. That'd be neat.
Don't remember what... Maybe his head comes off.
That'd be neat. You know, different feature. Last Night, Nitro / KSI Boss.
Okay, so I know Nitro's body was taken from one of the KSI robots from Age of Extinction.
What was
and give it a shockwave
KSI?
head. The guys who made the Transformium robots.
Okay.
And then they just put a shockwave head in him and said, "Look, it's a new guy." So I'm assuming that's a new mold for Nitro Zeus.
Okay. Revenge of the Fallen. The Fallen.
He fell.
I think it's good that they're making the new Fallen, since that Fallen toy is fucking garbage.
See, I'm not sure I agree, just because, I mean, it makes sense.
Mikey, I will
But
guarantee
they still
you
have to
this.
make up an alt mode.
I will guarantee you this, though, Mikey, which will make it 1,000 times better than its original release. There will be no springs for his feet.
Maybe.
No, there's no way they would be stupid enough to put goddamn springs in his feet again. There's no way in 2019, maybe 2010, whenever these, or 20, whenever these things come out. There's no way they're putting springs in his feet. There's no way.
What about a feature?
There's no way, Mikey. You can go to hell and you can die there.
I'd take those over his stupid alt mode.
It's also calm because it's a leader figure as well. Yeah. And the Fallen before was a Voyager, a really shitty Voyager.
What if it's a shitty Voyager upscale to a leader?
Then that's a very, The Rock eyebrow raise to that situation of what happened here. Where did we go wrong?
Everything went wrong.
And then this one, which I think is a bit of a strange one, Leader, Age of Extinction Slug.
That was surprising.
Yeah.
Especially since, with Dinobots, the one who got the most promotion outside of Grimlock was Scorn. So
yeah, because Scorn's having a Voyager, right?
Scorn's got a Voyager already.
Yeah.
But he's, Slug's the first of the Dinobots apart from Grimlock to get any attention.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Strafe will come at some other point, and maybe he'll be a Voyager? Perhaps?
I don't know. How big was Strafe? His robot mode was the same size, I remember.
Yeah.
But I'm because Scorn... Oh, God, when did we ever get a scale shot of any of them? But, to be fair, you could probably do all four of them as leaders.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it would look weird, but...
Do you have any thoughts on the list, Mikey, as it is?
I mean, I'm a little surprised we don't have a Shockwave in there.
At least a Bumblebee one.
Yeah, well, I was going to say at least a Dark of the Moon one, because, again, I'm still a little surprised they're doing the Bumblebee Soundwave.
Leave.
I'm not saying I want that Shockwave design. Leave. But, no. I'm with head punching action. Or head punched action.
Oh, it says little eye pops out.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that it seems like it's becoming a bit of an odd... we're getting the Protoform Soldier and Hatchet.
Yeah.
But we're not getting Shockwave.
It feels too early to
Sentinel.
have the we've run out of ideas kind of figures like them.
I'm I was trying to figure out how much of the cast they've actually done now. And they're going to do the Constructicons. They've done most of the movie one bots now.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone they've really missed at this point.
I think that they've done all the Autobots.
Yeah. Have they not done all the Decepticons at this point?
They've done Megatron, Starscream, Barricade, Brawl, and Bone Crusher, and blah. Yeah, they've done them all.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Fallen, there's Soundwave. If they really wanted to do it, they don't have to.
Oh, there's Ravage too, I suppose.
Ravage.
Generic bots.
Generic bots, which they're kind of doing.
Yeah.
Starscream and the Fallen.
Starscream's just a repaint. Haven't they done that, though? Haven't they given him his tats?
Yeah. Autobot-wise...
They've done everyone there. Well, they could... If they wanted to be shit, they could do the Primes.
They could... Oh, God.
Yeah.
At the bottom. But there's... Yeah, RC and the Twins.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then Dark of the Moon,
there's a Chromia as well with RC, because they had her,
Oh, yeah, there's three of them.
Three of them, yeah. There was RC, there was Chromia, and then there was...
Alita.
Was it Alita? Okay.
It was Alita, yeah. And then for Dark of the Moon, it's the Wreckers. And we're sticking to not the 15 billion background guys who are repaints or something else. But there's the Wreckers.
Brains, Wheelie. Yeah. Wheeljack.
Wheeljack. Yeah. I don't think there's any other Autobots. And then for the bad guys, there's Sentinel.
Soundwave? Have they done him yet?
Soundwave. No, that Soundwave. You're right.
Yeah.
Were there any other named bad guys beyond Megatron and Starscream?
Named? No. I don't think so.
So
Could
and
be
then,
wrong.
Like,
The
Age of
elephant.
Extinction,
They could do the
barely
elephant,
touched.
Mikey.
Oh, please do. The elephant in the room.
Transforms
But,
into dead elephant.
They're only just now touching on Age of Extinction last night.
Yeah. There you go. Woo.
Oh god, they'll probably do a Last Night Optimus. That'll be weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they do have a lot of work with. It's just...
Stuff's happening, you know. They're coming out. Mikey,
I'm coming out. Yes.
take us on to the last bit of news, I suppose, sir.
We have con news, ladies and gents.
Woo!
First up, David Wise is confirmed to be going the G1 reunion over at TFCon Los Angeles in March.
Ooh.
That's March 15th to 17th. David Wise is, of course, kind of the guy we give credit to for Transformers the series. He wrote 15 episodes and was the single most prolific. He was also head writer on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He wrote or co-wrote 70 episodes in that show. Story edited the rest. Very, very prolific guy. So he's going to be there at TFCon, the Los Angeles Marriott Burbank Airport Hotel and Convention Center, March 15th to 17th. You're probably too late to buy hotels, but you're definitely okay to buy tickets if you want to do a day trip. Joining him will be Jerry Hauser, who voiced kind of a weird selection of characters. He voiced Sandstorm. Right, he voiced a Junkion, who's been retroactively called Junkyard, and he voiced a Sweep.
Oh,
I don't know which Sweep.
one of them.
One of them. He also voiced Sci-Fi in G.I. Joe.
Fair enough. Okay.
So he's going to be joining them as well. And finally, no, that's it. We only had two. So I had 3 up because I clicked. But yeah, so those guys, it's a big G1 moment over there this year. Josh Bertram. I do have a finally, Andy. Haha, you mocked me, but now I win.
Oh.
I win now, Millman. But yeah, so it's been confirmed Josh Bertram will be appearing at the convention. He's, of course, one of the IDW colorists and artists, mostly colorists. I don't think he's done any official art for IDW, but he's done some for the convention comics. So he's worked on Robot in the Skies, Optimus Prime, All Hail Megatron. He goes way back. I think he did he do the colors on Wreckers?
Bertram.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Confirm, but he goes way back.
Yeah.
So he is going to be there. So yeah, March 15th to 17th, guys. It ain't far away.
And there's so many people.
So many people. Andrew Griffith was going to go, but apparently he might have some clash of scheduling because he's at Emerald City Comic Con.
Okay.
So
neat.
But apparently Alex is at Emerald City and at TFCon because Alex don't give no shit.
He will go where he must.
Yep, where he is needed.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, that's the news.
Sweet. Well then, Mr. Mikey, since we're done with the news for this week, what you been up to for fun? What's gone on in the exciting world of Miguel?
We've got a bit. Kamen Rider Go episode 19
yes.
finally got subbed today.
Has it been taking a while to come out or something?
Yeah, it's a week late now.
Ooh, wow.
So it's introducing the next Future Rider, which is Kamen Rider Quiz. These Future Riders are beginning to annoy me a little because they're doing that thing where, he's a quiz master, so everything about him is about quizzing people, even his hobbies.
Oh dear.
It's a bit much. I like Shinobi. Everything he did was ninjas, so it was like, oh my god, everything is ninjas. It's the fact they're gimmicky writers who will not matter past this show, which means they only have these couple of episodes to build them up.
Yeah.
So... but it's adding a bit of a darker turn to the new writer, who I still can't name because it's a spoiler.
Okay.
So making him a bit more sinister, and he seemed kind of like this chipper observer the first time around, but now it's like he is sinisterly manipulating things. But apart from that, it wasn't the strongest episode, just because not much happens in it. So it's setting stuff up for Gates going forward, which is important, but I'm kind of going to be happy when all this future stuff is done, so we can get on with the story. And I never thought I'd say this. Really wish they would bring Decade back in, because the show is really missing him. I want to know what he's up to, because he's up to something. I want to know why he isn't here at the moment. and I want to know how he plays into the show going forward. And I kind of want him to stick around for the whole show.
How long has he been gone for?
3 episodes, maybe 4.
Okay.
But
Who
he
would-
didn't like make
who
a
would
grand
have-
entrance. He just sort of said, "Yep, back next time."
Who would have thought that you'd be missing Decade as much as you are?
Yep.
Times
Right.
change, Mikey.
Show's still terrible. The show is still terrible. This is good decade. That was bad decade.
That
That was in a way.
was a long time ago as well, man.
Oh God, yeah. But he just added in. He adds an interesting element because they do play up the fact he has complementary powers, and the fact that he can like destroy ride watches. I think they should really play up that, like how that affects the rider powers. Did they disappear? Did they go back to their owner? What? So, no. So that's Zio. Ruby Volume 6 came to an end
Ruby.
on Saturday.
How was Ruby?
That was excellent. This is a great show. More people should watch it. Really good show. Season 6, in my opinion, is the strongest so far. I think basically Ruby has just gotten better every single season. And basically that means from season 3, it's been in like this top tier thing that just keeps improving on. Big action stuff. It hits a couple of things that are just very particularly me. Not a funny episode, but really playing up the fact that Ruby in particular has matured into a leadership role.
Right.
But yeah, so really fun. Really just it's a spoiler heavy episode, so it's not one you can really talk about much. Saw Broly.
A bit of Broly. Okay. How was young Broly?
That cinema was jammed.
Yeah, I heard it's been doing real fucking good at the moment in the cinemas.
It's like ridiculously good. It's like one of the best anime openings of all time or something.
Which is not super surprising.
It is, considering Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods weren't.
But this one's Broly.
Yeah, there is that.
People do like Broly, no matter how many times people say Broly's shit. People do
I
like that
a
Broly.
now. I don't like first Broly.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it is the best Dragon Ball movie by a significant margin.
I can't say that is a massive statement, though, unfortunately.
No, Andy, when I say significant, I mean significant.
Okay.
That's like saying Bumblebee's the best Transformers movie.
Again, I don't think that's a massive thing to say.
No, but you know what that means.
Yes. Yeah.
So, if you've seen Bumblebee and you've seen the other Transformers movie, you realize what the gap actually is.
Yeah.
It's
over 9,000.
definitely the best looking one. Oh my god, it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. I hear sometimes there are little hiccups here and there with the animation.
Not really.
No?
There really aren't. The only thing is that occasionally, especially for rotational shots, they switch to 3D models. But it's like some people are saying like, oh, 3D models are worse than Resurrection F. You haven't seen Resurrection F if you think that. Because the CG in that movie was shocking.
Yeah, it was bad.
These are basically... They've got the same sort of cell thing going on that fighters models have.
Mm-hmm.
Which means it's lower quality CGI in and of itself, but because of the shading they're going with, it blends in well enough. There's a lot of CGI backgrounds, but that's only distracting because it's CGI backgrounds. Honestly, I think they use those models surprisingly well, and I am not someone who... Like, I think the 2D animated battle scenes look markedly better, but I don't think it detracts from the movie because the camera's always moving in these scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So you also never spend a lot of time lingering on any of the models. But probably I would probably put the final fight scene up there with the best out of the series.
Yeah, good.
It's very, very well done, very pretty. The music is really good, very unusual for Dragon Ball.
Okay. Off-putting?
I think you will blink when you hear it.
Okay.
I got really into it. Like, really into it. 2 tracks in particular. Like, most of it's just sort of classical, normal movie soundtrack. That's well done. But there's these 2 tracks, and you just hear them just like, ah, bonjour. But I got really into them, and I was just like, can we have more of these? Goku and Vegeta also do very little. They're basically there to be punched. Or punch. Vegeta doesn't get jobbed.
Oh, wow.
Like, what happens is basically Vegeta's having a fight, and then Goku just sort of walks over and says, okay, me next. Like, it's not like Vegeta gets his ass kicked and then, Goku saves him. It's just like, okay, Vegeta's in the middle of a fight. There's a bit of a twist in the fight, and he's just like, okay, then what's Vegeta gonna do now? And then Goku's like, nope, my turn.
So Goku's an asshole again.
He's cock-blocked, he's not jobbed.
Yeah.
Which is a big difference for Vegeta. But very few of the Dragon Ball cast is in it. So you got Goku, Vegeta, Whis, and Bulma. That's basically it.
Right.
So Beerus is in it very, very briefly. Trunks and Goten very, very briefly. No Gohan. Piccolo's in there for like 2 minutes.
I think that's probably better that that's the case.
But mostly the movie is in no way about the Dragon Ball characters. It's about Broly.
Do you feel it's a setup for a Broly series?
Not really. I think Broly is going to come in as a tertiary character moving forward.
Okay.
But I think he's going to be part of the wider universe now.
Do you think they're going to do a TV adaptation of the movie like they did with Resurrection F?
I hope not, because no, not unless they get the guy who did the end of the Universal saga with the Jiren fight to at least animate it.
Yeah.
But even then, no, they shouldn't. They should just skip it and say, okay, this happened, and now we're moving forward. But he's interesting. Broly's interesting. He's not super complex, but he's an interesting archetype in and of himself.
Mm.
How he plays off of his father and everything else. So I liked him. Like, a lot of people are going like, oh my god, he's so deep and wonderful and meaning. I'm just like, you see this archetype a lot.
Yeah.
It's just, you weren't expecting it from Broly. And Frieza also surprisingly good in this. Frieza is in no way a positive person in this. There is no attempts to make Frieza that the friend no one likes role.
Yeah.
He's still a monster. And he has a bit of sequel setup where I would not be shocked. Like, it's not in the movie, so I'm not spoiling anything. But I would not be shocked if Cooler was brought in the future now.
Woo!
Really wouldn't. Just a line from Frieza about needing backup.
It would make sense. People love Cooler.
People love Cooler. He's cool design.
Yes. Everyone's made that joke, but it's true.
Yep. I don't know if I'd want... Like, I am very concerned Frieza is going to overstay his welcome if he just keeps hanging around like this, because this franchise is not really designed to have one overarching villain.
Yeah, sure.
Especially since Frieza is basically... Okay, he's strong, but the guys could handle him pretty easily.
Mm.
Like, he'd be a challenge, but nothing dramatic anymore. But yeah, the new side characters are interesting. The Bardock thing... You either like what they did or you don't. Just because, do you like episode of Bardock? Did you like the original Bardock thing from the anime?
Are you asking me? Or are you just rhetorical? I like the thing from the anime. I didn't like the one where he was a Super Saiyan and he went back and he saw the little weird alien things that were going to become Saiyans. That was shit.
Where he was kind of half a nice guy?
Yeah, Bardock shouldn't be a nice guy. There's no reason for him to be a nice guy.
He's only in it for about 5 minutes, but you're probably not going to like what he does.
Yeah, so they've rewritten Bardock to be a nice guy.
He's basically Jor-El.
Yeah, no.
Who murders people, but he's Jor-El.
Yeah, no, because like the only
he does have a cool moment.
The only reason Goku's nice is because he was dropped from a fucking cliff onto his head. That's the only reason.
Well, I suspect Toriyama either forgot he did that or has like shoveled it off to the side.
Oh, he's probably forgot.
Yeah. I want to see the subbed version at some point because Funimation always changes a bunch of stuff, so I'm very curious to see what the original lines and intention of some scenes were.
Sure.
Because some things, I suspect in the original, they were played a lot less for laughs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, honestly, Broly, pretty good film. And the last thing of note, Rooster Teeth started a new series this weekend called Genlock. Which is their first sort of... It's their next big animation after Ruby, but it's the first one that is exclusive to members.
Mm.
So the first episode's out there for everyone to watch, but anything from episode 2 on is going to be behind a paywall, but episode 2 is out. So I have seen it. So it's a mecha show, done with sort of Ruby's basic animation style. Basic setup, America is... America. Set in 2060s, and a group called the Union invades New York with some sort of deadly mist machine thing. Main character is a pilot of a jet, and then it moves into mech designs, and past that, big spoilers. But they move at a very rapid pace because they seem to be using the lesson they learned from Ruby for tight plotting. So it doesn't, like, they go through about 4 episodes of an anime in 2 episodes. But it doesn't feel like it's packed in or anything. It doesn't drag. It's very, very well paced. Kind of a star-studded cast. Like, Michael B. Jordan is the main character.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who doesn't know, he was the bad guy from Black Panther. And is a massive anime nut. And is also co-producing the show. David Tennant's in there. Maisie Williams is in there. A bunch of people I've never heard of but look very famous are in there. The best character. There is so big, like, their inspirations for this show were stuff like Kill la Kill, Ald Noah Zero, Kiz Nizer, Gen Orobachi in general, according to an interview. Panic, Andy. Nothing good will come of this. There's swearing and nasty words in this as well, but so don't bring your kids. But there's a character in here. He's Japanese. He's one of the pilots.
Right.
He doesn't speak English, but everyone understands him.
Oh, the Godzilla did then.
They've got an actual like a well-known Japanese voice actor as well to do it.
Okay, cool.
But they do explain it very briefly. But it's just like, I love it. I love it. This is just, you are speaking to me as a human being. But no, the mech design so far, okay, so the intro does spoil a few things, but the designs at the moment are kind of basic.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah, but things change. But like, I like where they're going aesthetically.
Okay.
But like, their mechs are very inspired, like different things. Like the main military mechs, the walkers, are very Metal Gear. Very Metal Gear. The bad guys have some stuff that's kind of, I'd say, Gargantia in how it's designed. There's a android called Caliban who's literally Ava Unit 2.
Right.
Like, but he's a normal size android in white. And he doesn't talk or anything. It's just very distracting for me whenever he's there, especially his face. But I think I'm going to like what the designs at the end. But these things are kind of, hey, you're in a training suit. That's their vibe. But I think I like going by the intro. I think I'm going to like the final designs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, writing is excellent. Really well written. Character work is good. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but I am all in for this thing. It's very well put together.
That's good.
Very well put together, surprisingly so. But yeah, so Genlock, like I said, first episode's up there if you want to watch it, and then either get a paywall thing or watch through other means.
Sweet.
Like I said, don't know how many episodes it's going to be though. So, yeah, that was me. What about you, Andy?
I watched 2 movies this week, because I thought I should probably, catch up on them. So I watched Black Panther and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Black Panther.
I do not like Black Panther. It is very mediocre, in my opinion. It's as, in my opinion, it's as good as the first Ant-Man movie, and it's as good as Doctor Strange. And I was not a big fan of either of those 2 movies. I honestly don't see what's so special about it, and the CGI in it is atrociously bad. It is so horrifically bad. It looks to me like it came out years ago, like around Iron Man 2 or 3-ish time.
Oh god, you're giving me flashbacks to Iron Man 3.
Yeah, the rhinos look horrifically bad, and whenever Black Panther is CGI, it is incredibly noticeable.
That is one thing I heard a lot of, like, no one talks about the rhinos, apart from the fact that we're rhinos. But
yeah, war rhinos. Woof.
Yeah. Do they make sense?
No.
I can't tell if that's like one of those weirdly, hey, we're being inclusive, but this is kind of, hey, all African people dress like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the fight scenes, I remember people saying like the CGI ones are just like, it was really noticeable.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't seen it since it came out, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I would very much say that that's the case. I did not enjoy it. Ant-Man and the Wasp was okay. I liked it more so than the first Ant-Man movie. Probably because the problem with Black Panther is it feels very much like it's going along the same lines as most of the origin movies at this point.
I'm kind of tired of origin movies.
Yeah, and the Black Panther one feels like it fits in exactly to that. Like, it feels like it hits those same beats all the way through.
Yeah, I'm saying this as someone who, I do like the Black Panther movie, at least I did when I saw it, but I am, in general, tired of origin movies.
Yeah. So at least with Ant-Man and the Wasp, it didn't have that to worry about. It was a lot smaller scale as well, which I appreciated. It wasn't about stopping someone from taking over the world or doing something to wreck the world or the world's in peril. It was just, hey, let's go and save your mum and Pym's wife. It's like, okay, that's neat, that's cool. The bad guy wasn't super interesting, but again, wasn't just a bad guy doing it because in constant pain and was about to die. There's a little bit more to it than, again, want to destroy the world kind of thing. So it had a little bit more going for it. And the comedy was okay. It wasn't too bad. And I find Paul Rudd to be quite pleasant. He's quite enjoyable to watch. But again, I wouldn't rate it that highly either. It's just, it was fine. I'll be honest, watching these two movies over the past 3 days, I think it has been, it does not inspire me at all to go and see Captain Marvel. Because again, I have a feeling I know how it's going to feel watching it. It's going to feel like every other Marvel movie, and I'm just going to come, if I watched it, I'd come out and go, yep, tick that one off the list, it's done.
I mean, we really are running against the grain with people, aren't we, these days, you and I?
Yeah.
We're kind of done. I'm done with the MCU, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I want to see the Endgame Avengers thing.
Yes.
But I don't really need this to continue on for another 10 years.
I think, again, because at least with Endgame and Infinity War, it's presenting something different. And the last Marvel movie that presented something different before, like Infinity War, was probably the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I actually think that's pretty fair.
I mean, some people like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I have warmed to it a little bit more since I saw it, but it still didn't do a huge amount for me. Most of Phase 2 hasn't really done anything for me, and I realize me and you are both in the minority in that kind of sense, and a lot of people are still super happy about it, but it just feels like we're going through the motions at this point for a lot of these films.
Andy, the important thing is not that we're in the minority, it's that we're right.
Boom. Fucking A. The most important thing is that Into the Spider-Verse, Will You Let It Go? Never. Was the best Marvel movie. Best superhero movie? Maybe.
Yes.
That's no hyperbole. Super good movie. Was an origin story movie, but was done so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. So I did those two things. What else did I do? Oh, I've also started. I'm most of the way through an anime called Megalobox.
I've heard that it's a boxing one, isn't it?
It is a boxing one. I decided to watch it because it was talked about on the Crunchyroll Awards, and I was like, I was slightly interested when I first saw images for it, but then I was like, I don't know. But it's been nominated for like most of the categories, and I don't see quite why. It doesn't feel like it's that good to be in that many categories. It feels like the Hero Academia thing from last year with Crunchyroll, which was on every single category as well. It's good. I feel like I've seen most of it before in some aspect because it does have that Rocky boxing movie feel to it, but it does have some good character stuff in there as well. And it's quite a pretty anime. But I can't say that Joe is currently. I'm still like 4 episodes or something from the end. I wouldn't say the main character Joe is desperately deep, or he doesn't seem desperately deep or anything like that. So I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. Not wowed by it, but it's fine, would be my general kind of reaction to it. Anything else watching wise? I don't think so. Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 came out this week, which I think was on Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. So I've been playing some of that, getting some videos sent over to Gruff for him to put up online. So I've been editing as well, which has taken some time. I also saw a buddy this week, so I went down to Durham and went to say hello and made friends and whatnot. And we talked about lads things, doing lad stuff.
Oh, I can imagine you being the laddiest of lads.
Oh, actually, when I go and see him, we are quite laddie. We talk about the girls and whatnot, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, the difference is in the back of your head, you're going, girls. Did we walk past the comic shop? Girls.
We say grills.
Oh, grills. That's
grills.
That's of course, the most laddish thing in the world, to refer to women as grills.
Grills.
I've heard piece of ass, bit of fine stuff. That hoe over there, apparently a thing.
Yeah, I thought.
But I've never heard grills.
Yeah, grills. It's instead of say girls, it's grills. Not anything derogatory.
A really large masculine girl, Bear Grylls.
I've never really considered it. It's just like, hey, if you respell girl a little bit incorrectly, it says grill. That's it. That's literally
I'm
it.
ashamed of you and what you've achieved with your life.
I appreciate it. But while down there, I picked up a battle tome from Age of Sigmar on the Gloomspite Gits, which are basically goblins. I'm not going to buy any goblins, but I do like having the books. I haven't had a huge flick through just yet, but it seems from the small amount I have done, really well put together as a book for the lore and the backgrounds, and they've got some really good painted models in here, and the models for the new armies look really fancy and all that jazz. So I am impressed by that. I've done a little bit of painting, not a huge amount, and then it's just work for the rest of the week. Oh, I still need to, but by the time this podcast goes out, the retrospective will be up on YouTube and free for everybody. And I also put up From the Files of Teletran 2 this week for people, for the Patreon people, and people will get it free for next week. So there you go. That's been my week, Mr. Mikey.
Excellent.
So where can people find you on the internet, as this is the end of the show?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Palo, on YouTube as GWolfie3. If you want to leave us any feedback, guys, you can do it on our email, themoonbase2@gmail.com, or you can send us something on Twitter or on Patreon. We'd love to hear from you.
We do have a new Patreon. Mr. Tommy Slunder has decided to sign up.
Amazing name.
Isn't it? I honestly thought Mr. Slunder sounded like a villain from Captain Planet.
See, me too.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
There.
It super does, and that's not an insult. That's just like, damn, Mr. Slunder. Or it could easily be like a gangster name from a comic book. Like he's the hired muscle, Mr. Slunder.
Yep.
So thank you very much, Tommy, for signing up. We also have some comments as well on the Patreon, which, as Mikey said, you can send us stuff that way. Simon Lech said, yep, that was Odo's voice voicing the Hanna-Barbera shows. Voicing Hanna-Barbera shows was pretty much his main gig throughout the 80s. So, yay, I was right, because he was the dude from GoBots.
Did not know that.
That was on the comic show where we talked about GoBots, by the by.
GoBots.
We have Tentomon, who also replies to the From the Files that says, hope you all at least get to GoBots number 3. Things go apeshit.
I have read it. It is definitely going into Tom Scioli's weird territory.
His more bizarre stuff. Do you think we'll check it out, since you're the one that arranges the comic stuff mainly? Is it a wait and see kind of thing?
Yeah, it's still not for me, I'll be honest.
And
I still have a lot of problems with that art, so.
We still are also waiting for something to actually happen from IDW. And even though it's meant to be coming out when? March?
Yes, I believe.
Things could still happen where a delay could slide on.
I trust nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And Tenderman also sends us some stuff like, firstly, I'm no man, I'm a monster. More specifically, a bug type furry, a rare sub type that don't have a spiffy name like Scale or Avian yet. I've been trying to get the term over
would be
bugger.
Like a buggy or something.
He's been trying to get the term bugger over.
No.
What do you dudes think? Yeah.
Buggy, go with buggy dude.
Buggy dude, yeah.
Like that's why it's
not
scaly.
buggy, but
Furry
buggy
and scaly is
dude.
Buggy.
It must be buggy
Kite-ny.
dude.
You could go with kite-ny, I suppose, but then you're just a weirdo.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, you're just a weirdo.
Words of Mikey, the doctor
Look
of
at me,
Moonbase.
I'm kite-ny. Oh, do you have a hard outer shell?
Man,
He's soft on the inside like an armadillo.
crunchy on the outside, smooth on the inside.
Armadillo?
Yeah, never forget.
Also, you're a vaccine type.
I hated when they
Okay,
decided to
I don't
change it to
remember what
dime.
Pokemon was.
Dime was shit.
Hang on.
What?
So, he is the insect equivalent of a furry.
Okay.
He's named himself after Tentomon, a bug Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
who just turns into a bug Pokemon.
Okay.
Like, it's not like Renamon, where it's basically, she's a fox. Sure she is. Sure she is. Because foxes have breasts clearly hidden under their neck scarves. Like, I'm trying to think now. Is there like a Digimon equivalent of Renamon that's an insect?
I've no idea. You're the Pokemon Digimon expert between the two of
I don't
us.
think there is. I think they're all just giant monster bugs.
Hmm.
So.
What about Monster Rancher? Monsters rule, Mikey.
God, they do. What was the bad guy from that? A cow dragon.
I don't know.
Because his name was Moo.
Oh yeah. Jesus. There's another message from Tenenbaum saying, and feel free to slam the dumpster lid in my face if you don't want to talk about this. Someone without self-respect. I will say one can review porn comics for the plot at least, especially the long-running, ongoing ones. If I don't think one could find 200 plus posts arguing about them, just saying. And as for Fred Perry's porn, gonna respect the fact that he's been drawing it since the 90s. Now, to put on my critique hat, I will say that his artwork is not that erotic nowadays to normies anyway, but make up for it being real funny. But makes up for it being real funny and unique. By that I mean absolutely fucking Madman made a comic about R2-D2 interfacing with Ray from Fortnite when GLaDOS suddenly butts, the bottom version of butts, in from the ceiling. I'd even know
GLaDOS
what to
is
say
watching you
after about. The ceiling. I'd even know what to say after. I think it's meant to be. I don't even know what to say after that. So how about those Warhammer 40,000 Funko Pops, Slam?
See, I'm offended by the Funko Pops. You had me with the porn until then, but
And the final one, ow.
I think it's like, yeah, no. It's just like we're reviewing porn. We talk about art. Yes. Like, I like the splash effect here.
Oh Lord.
Like, it's just, I don't think it's in our wheelhouse. I'm sure it's in someone's wheelhouse.
Sure.
And I'm almost certain back when Vimeo was a thing, or Blip, no, it was Blip, there was a YouTube channel, a Blip channel of two girls who, like, reviewed porn fiction.
Really?
And I was told yesterday there was the what they called? Potterotica?
That's an amazing name.
Harry Potter porn fanfic.
That's an amazing name.
Yeah. But who apparently reminds them of me.
Oh,
so I
good.
apparently have to listen to it. But take that. I'm not that big a Harry Potter guy. It's just, I don't know how I'd like Gold Digger. I think I will probably go and read because I think there is something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond saying like, okay, so GLaDOS is just watching R2-D2 with someone from Overwatch.
Fortnite,
sorry, it's all the same. Fortnite's just overblown. But
I don't know anything
and
about
I'm just
it.
like, all I can think of is like, is GLaDOS like making inappropriate commentary through the whole thing? Like, that feels like what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Andy, can you think of a way to review porn comics?
No, not really. It's not really my specialty.
Lies.
I'm a simple lad when it comes to porn. I don't like to read it.
You don't like to read anything.
No,
actually.
I'm busy.
So hang on, what if they did porn audiobooks?
I'm sure they
You like
have.
audiobooks?
Come on, they must have done that. I'm a visual medium kind of man.
Probably all, like, it's going to be like an Amazon with all a self-publishing thing. Just someone has like a whole line of porn audiobooks. Probably Fred Perry.
Yeah, probably. The final one was ow. Also, is it just me or does Ray from Fortnite kind of look like of the Diagnosis drone? I'm guessing it's kind of look like the Diagnosis drone from Beast Machines. Maybe Hasbro should also sue Epic / joke. I don't know. I don't know Fortnite.
Oh, okay. How did he even do porn of this?
I mean, if there's a will, there's a way, Mikey.
All right, I'm just gonna. This is the Google search. So this is Ray from Fortnite.
Oh, I've found him. Yeah, he does very much. He's that kind of. He is the Beast Machines protocol droid design esque. It's that kind of aesthetic at the very least. Yeah, I can see that.
Fred Perry didn't do a porn comic of this. He did a repair bag. Like, that's just making it awkward for yourself.
I wouldn't say it's specifically Beast Machines related though.
Happy drone thing.
Yeah. These designs have been used a lot. It's not the first time it was used, and it probably won't be the last.
I still think Fortnite's overrated.
Have you played it?
Yes.
Oh, really? Have you? No, I bet you're just saying that.
No, I did briefly, but it was just like, okay. I think I played like 2 rounds, and I was just like, I'm out.
I just know it's not my kind of game. I'm not a massively multiplayer online kind of game. I like a story in my games, which is why I like
you want your
Overwatch. We both made a joke about Overwatch. Overwatch. Where's your fucking story? Apparently, I heard recently that all of their assets were based off another game, and they just kind of shunted them all into this style of game that became Overwatch, which I thought was interesting and depressing.
Did that game have a full plot?
I would imagine so.
Fuck you, Overwatch, then.
Yeah, I would imagine it's fuck you, Activision.
Yeah, because that would make sense in a way, because that would explain why there is such a wide mythology around it.
Yeah, and a load of really characterful designs about them. But hey, that's the show for this week, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and listening. You can find me on Twitter as CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. And like Mike said, you could head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2. If you do $2 each month, you'll get the extended version of From the Files of Teletran 2, and you'll get it a week early as well. You'll get anything that we do a week early, apart from the main show. And you also get the Patreon-only show, Moonbase Woo Woo. So that's us done, Mr. Mikey. Thank you very much for joining me once again, sir.
Thank you for having me, as always.
And we will catch you next time for the more Moonbase 2 stuff, if there's any news next week.
Comment on the splash effects.
Sploosh.